Hello, everybody. I'm Makenna Riley. I know most of you from Zoom, and it's so crazy to see you in person. I'm so sorry I haven't been here the last couple of days. I definitely am. I have just lost my voice, and I normally do not sound like this. So that is the downside. But welcome. I guess it's the last day, so thank you for coming. I want to say that I was looking at all the photos last night, I was looking at the videos, and honestly, it has looked like an incredible event. I heard tons of stories about Lifeboat last night. I heard stories about the stories you guys have been telling and how we've built kind of a family in this room, and I'm so sad that I missed that, but I'm so happy that after 3 years we get to do this again, and you guys, like actual people, get to experience what we love to do, what we stand to do, what our company does in person. So I want to say thank you again for coming. And I'm so happy. Like, I see Phyllis here, and I walked in and I looked around and I went, you guys, everyone looks so different from Zoom. And I'm looking and I'm like, is that? Yeah, I know. I'm like, is that Phyllis? I think that's Phyllis. I'm like, I can't tell. And I'm looking at Christy. I'm like, oh my God, you're like sitting right there. What was that? Oh, I mean, honestly, who here has had a breakthrough? Can I see some hands? It's just, overall, who's had a Forbes Riley breakthrough? Have we all kind of experienced that? At least watched it. Definitely something wild. But I don't know, I love you so much. I love this event. I'm so happy that you guys are able to get past the things that happened in your past and really go into who you are and what you love and where you need to go. And the fact that I was able to give Forbes and help her do that so she could help you guys is that's everything to me. Like, my life's accomplished. My goals have been complete. I don't know what to do now. So we started 1.5 years ago, and we solely did live trainings because we were I was like, Mom, I want to help you get your message out to the world. You have so much to offer. Let's talk about how to do this. She was in her own world doing whatever she was doing. And then one day she was doing nothing. And we started a business. And honestly, since the time I was 8 years old, I've wanted to do exactly what I'm doing now. And it's like, oh my God, it's every time I think about what I do is my reality, actually my reality, it makes me want to cry because it feels unreal. But for the last 1.5 years, we figured out what we do. Forbes mastered teaching. Forbes has always been a master of pitching, being on camera. I mean, I've watched Forbes do breakthroughs on planes, on Publix lines, everywhere. On the taxi driver driving, I've got the person driving me screaming and yelling at their father. I'm like, oh my God, can we focus on driving? And the fact that we were able to put it together in Forbes, you've been doing Forbes Factor Lives for the last 20 years, and it's been a weird experience because when you're 10 years old and people are screaming in your living room about people that have hurt them, and you're like, are we okay? It's definitely an experience, and so I'm so happy that we were able to really put it together and put it in a way where we actually have an offer where we can say, hey, if you want a life-changing experience, we can help you and provide that to you. So we spent the last 1.5 years doing that. In this upcoming year, we have a lot planned. We have a lot more to share with you guys, and my goal next year is this last 1.5 years, I gave my mom everything that she wanted in the sense of being in business. I gave her a scalable business where we can now grow, and she gets to spread her message the way that she's always wanted to. And now I would like to do that for you guys. And so this next year is all about, I've pulled in different experts on different topics because I'm just good at operations, to be quite honest. That's what I'm good at. But you need finance, you need sales, you need tons of stuff in your business. You need C-suite. How do you hire? And that's what GSD was. And kind of the goal of next year kind of grew out of GSD of how can I be your back end? How can I provide to you what I was able to provide for her? And I can't necessarily provide it to you, but I can definitely teach you it. And so that's what next year is all about. And we've got tons of stuff launching next year, and I'm so excited you guys get to be a part of our community because I really do believe next year I'm going to create millionaires. I really do. I think each and every one of you at least are going to hit 6 figures, and that's my goal because I'm so tired of the excuse of I don't have money, or I can't do this, or I'm miserable. I want to do what I love, but I can't get my voice out there. And seeing how it's really actually not that hard if you know what to do. And the problem is we just don't know what to do. And if you don't know what you don't know, you're walking in the dark. And that was a huge thing for me to overcome in the beginning of our business. Is there were tons of stuff that I know now that I didn't even know that I needed to know. Like, I didn't know that was a thing that was in business that happened, and it's not something that's conventionally taught. And I mean, anywhere from like a support team to how do you work with other people to how do you hire. Everybody always wants to sell you their services. I'm so tired. I don't want someone else's services. I want to know how to do it. And then I'd be happy to pay for somebody else's services. So that is what my next year, my goal is. And I'm so excited to give you guys all the tools you need, as well as a part of this event is I love to talk to you guys, because one thing is I don't want to deliver things that you guys don't want. If you tell me, hey, Makenna, you run a support team, I need to run a support team, how do you do that? Okay, I'll create a GSD, a support team. So that's kind of what we do. And I think that's why I love what we do so much, because when I actually see you guys get results and do those things, that's everything. Money's nice, but when you actually get to help people, that's what we do. And I think everybody in this room agrees with that. When we change lives, it might be nice to go on an expensive vacation, but if I can change 5 people's lives for the better and they can really live who they want to be, I'd rather live under a bridge. That seems so much better. So, yeah.